So let's now talk about what affects price elasticity of supply. So I said it's partly about changing costs. That's broadly true, but that's a sort of broad view. Question is there spare capacity? For example, if there's no spare capacity, then I can't increase the production. No matter how much extra price you're offering me, I'm limited. I'm not going to be getting past this point. That's a reason why price elasticity of supply might be inelastic. If there's loads of spare capacity, that's a reason why it might be elastic. I might be able to produce a load more. And remember the key is with this, you want to be looking at how much does quantity change? How rapidly is it changing? So spare capacity, it can change a lot. Not very much spare capacity, can't change very much. That's one factor. All makes sense. Also, stocks, availability of stocks. So are you able to just store a load of your stuff safe and away, ready for when the price increases, when people are saying, hey, we want this now, you can just ramp it up and sell it out. If you're able to store a bunch of stuff in a warehouse quite cheaply and it not go off, not turn horrible, not be stolen, then sure, price goes up slightly, you can say, yeah, now's the time to sell, price has gone up, you can sell more. So that's also going to make the price elasticity of supply more elastic. Quantity is more likely to change. If, however, that's not true, you can't easily store things, then again, it's going to take more price to actually get you to try and overcome the hurdle of making more. That's also going to be a difficulty, right? The other question is, how much can you switch your production? So if I've got one type of factory, could I use it for a slightly different thing? If I can do that, then as the price of that other thing starts to increase, I'm going to be able to produce a lot more quantity because I can use factories or workers or whatever it is that I'm using to produce this other thing, and I can shift it over and spend it on making this thing. If that's not the case, if it's very specialized, very specific, then again, it's going to be very inelastic, and I can have a large increase in price without much increase in the quantity available. This is also why often when we talk about like mined commodities, things like nickel, for example, or even when we're talking about crops, these things, they have a limit on how much the production can shift. Because I've got a specific mine, I've got a specific field that's been cleared of stones, ready for cereal production, and it's flat enough and it's in the right climate, etc. It takes a while to do these things, production time. And so these things mean the price elasticity of supply, it's going to be quite inelastic. How much we produce in the short run, at least, is not going to be very responsive. We'll talk about short run and long run in next video. And so that's going to make this more inelastic, which is also why the prices can vary quite a lot with these things, because suddenly you get any shock in production or in demand, well, it's not very easy for the quantity to change in response to that. So you're likely to get a big shock in price. Pardon me. Which is also quite interesting. So to summarize, we've got things like spare capacity. That's going to make it, if you have more of it, it's going to make your supply, your PES, more elastic. We've got cheap stocks, like ability to have stocks. If you're able to store, that's also going to make you more elastic because you're able to have some in reserve. We've got how easily can you switch production as well. It's being annoying about the writing. Ease of switching production. And these are big go-to factors on what's affecting your elasticity of supply. In common to all of these factors that I've mentioned is time, right? Because Why do stores even matter? It matters because you can't instantly switch your production like that. You can't instantly make a tenfold increase. So it matters, do you have a store of 10 times more of this good that you can whack out? Why does it matter if you have spare capacity if you can just build another factory and make it? Or why does it matter if you have another factory that can be readjusted if you can just make another one? It matters because of time. It's like, well, how quick would it be to do these things? And if it would take a while, then that's going to limit your elasticity of supply as well. So in common to all these things is time. So I would make notes around these. These are factors surrounding PES. And generally, if you have more of them, then it's going to be more elastic. You're going to be more able to respond to changes in price. Whether that's more capacity, whether that's more ability to have stocks, whether that's ease of changing how you produce things, or in the case of time itself, if you're quicker at doing things, if it takes not that much time to produce things, that's also going to mean you're more able to respond to price, and your quantity is going to be more price elastic. Your PES is going to be higher. And that's that.